People have different opinions on the word father. He can be someone deserving of love, a deep love, a friend, a hero, or a jackass hated by his children, or else being a father himself in the relation of actually being a good father oneself, trying to take good care of his children, and have a good life with them. Well, what does the word father mean to me? Let's discuss this. This is in all likelihood going to be a complete mess since this is unscripted, but the points I will make are very important to me and have to naturally come out. So my father, Michael J. Cubbin, this goes out to you. You may like it, you may be insulted, and you probably will be. But my hope is that my story goes out to any father and tries to understand my relationship with my dad. Let's start off with the yelling. He yells all the time. I get that from him, I guess, but he yells. He's been known to be violent. I mean, when I was a kid, I got in trouble, he'd spank me, which I would never do to my children. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't do any physical violence to my children. Plus, a few years back, we did get into a fight and he kicked my ass, but fathers shouldn't do that to their kids. Like I said, he does spankings. That's an old-fashioned punishment. Let's see. What old-fashioned punishments does he do? Sit in the corner for 3 hours because I did something wrong. Watch my mouth because I swore. A million other things. I really don't know where to begin. As I said, he did abuse. He also did verbal abuse. He had some pretty bad things to say about me, and really. Then, of course, there's something which a father should never, and his wife should never do to their child the way they did to me. Get divorced. I was 8 years old when my parents got divorced. I mean, that feels like shit. I went to school, and it was like, oh, his parents are getting divorced. He's a loser, haha, because they don't like him, because they don't love him. That's people just figure they don't love you because they're getting divorced, which is wrong, but okay, whatever. Next, I'd like to talk about the abandonment. Yes, they got divorced, and yes, there was time apart, but for 2 years when I was in middle school, he abandoned me. We got into one of those fights where, it's basically my room was a mess. He said, if you haven't cleaned your room by the time I come over, I'm throwing everything out. Well, of course I didn't clean up my room. And guess what? He was serious. He picked everything up off the floor. All my toys, all my possessions, my video game systems, my TV, everything. He picked everything up and put it into a bag. And I, of course, came running around screaming, pounding on the back saying, I never want to see you again. I never want to see you again. And his words were, that can be arranged. And guess what? 2 days later, everything I had that was mine, that was stored at his house, he gave me a big bag, brought it to my doorstep, dumped it down, and walked off. Not saying anything. Didn't even knock on the door, just dumped it there, found it the next day. Then, of course, I'm bipolar, and my dad just never understood that. I mean, let's face it. You gotta have a bipolar family member to understand it properly. It's not something that's easy to figure out. I mean, really, if anything, support group, Dad, support group. You need to learn how to deal with things like this. Let's talk about visit time. I used to visit him once a year for a week. That fell apart a few years back, but a week? A year? What's wrong with that? There's nothing right with that. There really isn't. I mean, it's just like he doesn't want to deal with me. I'm bipolar, so he doesn't want to deal with me. He doesn't understand properly, so. Plus, there is his wife Linda, who we don't exactly get along, so that's what cuts my visit time there, too. And I hope you're listening to this, Dad, because you are cheap. Enough said. Then, of course, my dad is something that I do everything right. Let's face it, those people are narcissistic enough to think that. He doesn't do anything wrong. I mean, my dad, when he makes eggs, if the egg yolks break, it's the pan's fault. It's not the parents' fault, it's yours. You're just not doing it right. Yeah, I can do many other descriptions, but I think that'll do for now. Now, let's talk about when I'm a father. When I'm a father, I want to do right by my kids. I want to love my kids, and I want them to love me back. I never, ever, ever want to do to them what my dad did to me that really psychologically screwed me up. So, this made me watching myself back several years later with kids, and I say, I hope I listened to what I said then, now.